You wake up on your birthday. The day looks exactly like yesterday. Same light through the window. Same routine waiting for you. No urge to announce it. No need to be seen. And when someone asks, "So, any plans today?" you shrug and say, "It's just another day." But is it? Birthdays are strange psychological mirrors. They quietly ask a question most people try to avoid. Do I feel worthy of being marked? Today, we explore the psychology of people who treat their birthday like a normal day, and what that choice often reveals beneath the surface. On the outside, this attitude looks mature, grounded, independent. I don't need attention. I don't like fuss. I don't believe in artificial celebration. But psychology teaches us something important. What we minimize emotionally is often what once hurt us. For many people, birthdays are not neutral. They are loaded with early memories, missed expectations, unmet needs, quiet disappointments. A child waits all day for someone to remember. A teenager learns not to expect too much. An adult decides it's safer to feel nothing at all. So the birthday becomes just another day, not because it is meaningless, but because meaning once felt dangerous. In Jungian psychology, the birthday is symbolically powerful. It represents the self, your right to exist, to take up space, to be witnessed. When someone unconsciously downplays their birthday, it's often the orphan archetype speaking. The part of you that learned early. If I don't ask, I won't be disappointed. The orphan doesn't complain. It adapts. It survives by lowering expectations. And so you tell yourself, I don't care about birthdays. But what you're really saying is, I learned not to hope. There's another layer, too. For some, birthdays trigger the shadow, the hidden emotions we don't want to face. A birthday marks time, and time asks uncomfortable questions. Am I where I thought I'd be? Did I become who I promised myself I would? What dreams quietly slipped away? So instead of feeling the weight of reflection, you flatten the day. No candles, no rituals, no pause. Because pausing might make you feel something you've been avoiding. Here's where the inner conflict appears. You might genuinely believe you don't want attention, but part of you still notices when no one remembers. You might say celebration is childish, but something inside tightens when others are celebrated and you are not. This contradiction creates quiet emotional tension. In relationships, this often shows up as confusion. Your partner asks, "What do you want to do for your birthday?" You say, "Nothing." They believe you. And later, you feel unseen. Not because they failed you, but because you never allowed yourself to be known. Let's explore the deeper patterns through a few psychological principles. 1. The wounded inner child. Many people who ignore their birthday learned early that their emotional needs were inconvenient. Maybe birthdays were forgotten. Maybe celebrations came with conflict. Maybe love was conditional. So the child adapts by becoming low maintenance. As an adult, you wear this as a strength. But the child inside still wonders, would anyone choose me if I didn't make it easy? Treating your birthday like a normal day becomes a way to protect that child from hope. 2. The stoic persona. Jung spoke of the persona, the mask we wear to survive socially. For some, the persona is emotional self-sufficiency. I don't need validation. I'm above all that. This persona often forms when vulnerability was once punished or ignored. But here's the truth. Not needing anything is not the same as being whole. The psyche doesn't heal through denial. It heals through integration. 3. The fear of burdening others. Another common pattern is the belief that asking for celebration is selfish. You may think, I don't want to inconvenience anyone. I don't want to seem needy. This often comes from early environments where love had limits, where care was earned, not freely given. So you shrink your needs to keep connection safe. But relationships deepen not through self-erasure. They deepen through mutual witnessing. 4. The shadow of unlived life. For some, birthdays awaken grief. Not loud grief, quiet grief. The life you imagined. The person you thought you'd be by now. So you avoid the day because it feels like a mirror you don't want to look into. But the shadow doesn't disappear when ignored. It waits, and it speaks through numbness. 5. The archetype of the sovereign. Here's the turning point. In Jungian terms, Psychological maturity means stepping into the sovereign archetype, the inner authority who allows existence to be honored. The sovereign doesn't demand worship, but it also doesn't hide. Celebration, at its core, is not about ego. It's about acknowledgement. I was born. I am here. I matter. That statement doesn't require a party, but it does require permission from you. So how do you integrate this insight without forcing yourself into performative celebration? Start small. Start honest. Instead of asking, "Do I want a birthday?" ask, "What part of me wants to be seen?" Maybe it's a quiet walk, a meaningful conversation, a candle lit alone with intention. Ritual doesn't have to be public to be powerful. You can also practice emotional transparency. If you tell someone nothing, but mean something simple, say that. Let people meet you where you actually are. This is not weakness. It's psychological adulthood. And here's the deeper truth. Your birthday is not about the day. It's about your relationship with existence. When you allow yourself to be marked, even gently, you heal a part of you that learned to disappear to stay safe. You don't have to make it a spectacle, but you don't have to make yourself invisible either. So if you've always treated your birthday like a normal day, don't judge yourself. That choice once protected you. But ask yourself this, softly, honestly. Am I still surviving, or am I ready to be seen? Because healing doesn't begin when others celebrate you. It begins the moment you stop hiding your own arrival into the world.